Is everybody with me here?
Feel the power, hear the thunder, experience the fun. The Toledo Air Show returns July 13th and 14th.
Hello, everybody. Good to have you with us. I'm not pulling a Jericho. I'm here. Justin, Tim Clements, Empire Ants XX. What is going on? Garrett Lonely, it's Garrett Lonely. Matthew Dempsey, how you doing? I know that you're here. It's good to have you with us. Hello to Travis Langley, always first up. Hey, Matthew Dempsey, what is going on? Hello, Tim Clemens. And hello, Stoner Dale. What is going on? Travis Langley, always the first one on the queue. How you doing, Travis? Can everybody hear me? Yes or no? Can everybody see me? I'm not still in Vegas. Hello, John Hamilton. It's good to be talking with everybody. That is a funny. I'm actually in Toledo, Ohio, and I am at our lawyer's office. Thanks, everybody. The office of. Hang on a second. The office of Shoemaker, Loop, and Kendrick. And Zach, what's up? I am Noah. That's right. Mike Dawkins is our trademark lawyer. He lives in Toledo. We went out to dinner tonight. We had a morning baseball game, and I'm in the law office right now on Patreon. And hey, RJ, hey, John Hamilton, how's everybody doing? So that's where I am. And so Mike Dawkins was a big part of Starrcast, helping us out at Starrcast. Good guy, and he's part of the Comrade Thompson Empire, CTE as we call it, and that is not the concussion kind. Hey, Sean Jones. Hey, Mike Whitaker. What's up? Jeff Wilson. Hope I've said hello. Robert Becker is here. I didn't pull a Jericho, but I don't know about you guys. That kind of, yes, Matthew, I have been to Tony Pacos. There's the original one, and then there's one right by the ballpark here in Toledo. We are in game 2 of the 3-game series here in Toledo, and we play tomorrow night here in Toledo, and then we go on to Indianapolis for 3 games and Charlotte for 3 games. Am I tired from Starrcast? No, I'm not. We did a lot of work. My son, Matt, helped us out a great deal. I thought Starrcast was great for what it was. The Ric Flair thing obviously took a lot of steam out of us. But I think if you joined us for the watch along of Ready to Rumble, and of course, Colt Cabana extended his podcast, I think we did a pretty good job. So that's what what's going on here. I hope everybody's doing well. I was really kind of personally upset about, thank you, Tim. Matt is a great guy. I appreciate you saying that. I was upset about Jericho not showing up for his podcast. Extremely upset about Ric Flair not showing up for the roast. And I do get it. He had a blood clot and he couldn't fly, so he couldn't come. But still, what the fuck? All right. It was our centerpiece of what we centered everything on, and it didn't make it. Yes, Matthew Dempsey. Matt Schiavone is the oldest Schiavone. He and his bride, Julianne, will be having their first baby coming up in June, which will be another grandchild for me. It'll be a girl. Anyway. Well, thanks, John, for that about the watch along. Flair for Starrcast 3. You know what? I would say yes. Fuck, old man's hair. I would say yes for Starrcast. Garrett, Bug doesn't travel with me on the road. Anyway, I would say yes for Flair for Starrcast 3, but then fuck. Chris McDonald is with us. Chris McDonald, Travis Langley are here, 2 Canadians on our chat tonight. And Chris, thank you for the kind words, but let me say that Starrcast would not have been able to be Starrcast without Chris McDonald and Dave Silva. I don't know if you saw on Twitter and on Facebook, mostly on Twitter, the picture of the staff. It was me and Steve Kaufmann and Dave Silva, Jessica Palumbo and Chris McDonald. And I believe, Chris, help me out here. Our photographer's name is John. We all took a picture together, a lot of hard work. Mike Hoop, Hardcore Hannah is here. Robert Becker, good to see you. Great people to work with, really great people to work with. And, you know, we all work for Conrad, with Conrad, and he's the leader, but he entrusts us to be able to make things work correctly. Also want to say about Starrcast, a very special thank you to Joel Gertner, who worked with us on stage 2, on the Starrcast stage. Joel, as you know, great talent from the ECW years, and a great guy. It was great to get to know him. He helped us as well. Steve Wright. Steve Wright is our photographer. Thanks, Steve Wright. Okay. That's all right. Well. And we had my son Matt work with us, and another guy named Nick, whose last name escapes me. When is Conrad going to drop his radio media network? I have no idea, but I think you may have heard, and we announced it during his on-stage show, that Conrad's going to do yet another podcast, and this one is going to be with Arn Anderson. So he's going to have one to do per week, which reminds me for everybody, and please don't get upset about this. And I know you won't, because you guys are good guys. Robert Becker, hi. So here's the deal. Conrad took a little vacation time after Starrcast. He's on vacation right now. I'm not going to tell you where he is. Hey, Robert Becker, good to see you. Yes, Conrad is doing one with Arn. It's going to start later in the year. We don't know when it's going to start. Conrad is on vacation, and well-deserved. I think all of you would agree. And he decided that, well, he is not going to, thank you, Mike Hoop, for saying that. Matt is awesome. He is not going to get back until very late Sunday night. He'll land at like 10:50. Therefore, I'm not going to be able to record a podcast with him until Monday during the day. And you know what that means? That means at 6 a.m. on Monday, we are not going to have a podcast ready to go. But sometime during the day on Monday, we will record it, I will edit it down, and I will post it. It just will not be posted at 6 a.m. So please spread the word. Oh, hello, Robert Becker. How you doing? Spread the word on your Discord channel. Spread the word. I'm going to put a post here on Patreon that it will be late, and I'm so sorry for that. But the big guy deserves a vacation, and hopefully a shark doesn't eat him, at least until I get all my money from him. So anyway, it's great to see everybody. Jeff Wilson, RJ, Matthew, I probably said hello to you. Paul Bromwell, thank you very much for being that. Mike Espinoza, what's going on? We will get this out as soon as we can. C. Pilar is with us. I'm glad he's taking a break too. And it's funny, I told him, I said, you know what? I said, take a break, hang out with your wife, stay off the phone, you fucking millennial, and relax. And he still will text me. Absolutely. So JD and Travis are coming to Starrcast 3. Well, I can tell you right now that I'm not going to work behind the scenes. Eric, forget about the edibles. I only had it once. I'm not going to be behind the scenes for Starrcast 3 because that is college football season. So maybe Matt Schiavone can work behind the scenes in my stead. Yeah, Tim, you're right. Good luck with him relaxing. He can never relax. We don't even know what this week's podcast is going to be, but I'm sending him a list tonight that he'll check by email. And Eric C., thanks. Sean Jones, what's up, buddy? Yeah, she said she was looking forward to vacation. Vacation with him. John Hamilton, Stoner Dale, Mike Espinosa. Did someone say edibles? Yes, it is true that a couple of weeks ago on our Tony's Vegas vacation, I did have some edibles, but that was only. We don't need to roast Tony Schiavone. Thank you very much for saying that, Garrett Lonely. All or nothing thoughts. As most of you guys know, I was at front row ringside with that. Did not want to be at front row ringside. Let me tell you the story about that. Did I witness Paul Jones putting a used condom in Tommy Jung's bottle of mouthwash? No. Hey, Derek Hernstrom, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. No, Stoner Dale, do not bring any brownies to St. Louis. So anyway, I told Conrad, I said, listen, I know you guys are going to go to Mike. Well, hang on a second. Okay, Mike, I didn't hear about your accident. Did you make? I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're able to text. And let's hear Sean Jones save the weekend for me and your brother John. Okay, so anyway, where was I? So I told Conrad, I said, here's the deal, dudes. I do not want to go to Double or Nothing. I don't want to go. It's going to be in the middle of the afternoon. I can go back to the hotel. I can have dinner maybe. I didn't eat much at all during the weekend. And I don't want to go. And he said, well, I've got you a ticket, and I've got a lot of my guys' tickets, and your son Matt's going to have a ticket, and he wants you to go with him, and I'm going to be there, okay? And we'll just sit there front of the ringside and have a great time. Well, it was me, Matt, Dave Silva, Chris McDonald, K-Dog. Who else? Mike Dawkins, who is the lawyer here with us in Toledo. And thank you, Lucas. I'll get to that in a moment. And so there we are. Jeff Jewett was there. Yeah, Jeff Jewett was there, I think. Yeah, thank you very much, Paul. It's nice. I shared time with Matt. He's 36 years old, not like I haven't shared time with him before. Anyway, so I told the guys, and then guess what? Conrad, who said, I'll be there with you, the motherfucker didn't sit with us. He went in the back, the motherfucking rotund motherfucker, went in the back, and guess what he did? He said hello to the guys. He and Megan went off to dinner and left me there. So the motherfucker lied to me. And I was there with Matt. And here's why I didn't want to go. Correct me if I'm wrong. Give me your 2 cents on this. And I really think, yeah, that's exactly right, Matthew. The motherfucker Schiavone. Here's why I didn't want to go. Because what happened? Something happened. Hey, Crystal Wright. Something happened that I knew would happen, and I didn't want to happen. Some motherfucker, it may have been one of you guys, don't think so, took my picture off the TV of me at ringside. And they said, hey, Robert Becker, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. They said, Schiavone looks bored. Looks like he's not into it. I didn't need that to happen. I don't want that. I was there for the guys, and I wasn't bored. And by Tony Schiavone on Twitter looking bored, it does not shine a light well on the promotion or the boys. And so that's why I didn't want to be there, because I didn't want to be seen there. And so I told Cody the next day, I said, Cody, there was a couple of things on social media that says Schiavone looked bored. I wasn't bored. I had a great time. And so there you go. Sean Jones, stop with this David Crockett thing. He's fine. Anyway, so John Hamilton, I appreciate, there's been a lot of people on social media saying, Tony, you should have called the show with JR. Listen, I love Alex Marvez, Excalibur. I will never, ever do anything, to undermine their efforts. I know how keeping a job in wrestling broadcasting would be. So I will never do it. Good. Lucas, do I sound like, hey, Julie? Oh, this is Kevin. Hey, Robert Becker's with us. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Anyway, Lucas, do I sound like I'm in a bad mood? I'm not. How far are you out on the shirts Patreon calls? I have finished. I'm in the month of March right now on the t-shirt calls. Adam Sagidi, Justin Hanna, I don't know if I said hello to you guys or not. Did I enjoy the show? Yes. Love the Young Bucks match. Didn't you guys? They just fucking tore it up against the Lucha Bros. As a matter of fact, wow, Travis's Excalibur is amazing on commentary. I'm glad to hear that. I haven't heard the show. I just saw it live, but I haven't watched it. So yeah, I did enjoy this show. I enjoyed the Young Bucks. As a matter of fact, you know, normally you do not end a major show with a tag team, right? But I don't think Jericho and Omega should have been the last thing on the show, even though I understand with the run-in that they had with John Moxley and everything, that was good. But I really think, and Sean, I agree with you, the Young Bucks, Lucha Bros were amazing. Eric, I'm sure JR did kill it. He's the best ever. He is. Anyway, so Derek, March is when you enjoy it and you got your Married for Life shirt. Very cool, man. I hope to be calling you here very soon. Okay. Mike Hoop, thanks, buddy. Thanks for all that you did with us. And go on and get ready to work. Okay, for all you guys who just joined us, I am in Toledo, Ohio. I'm at the offices of Shoemaker, Loop, and Kendrick. Mike Dawkins, who is the one of our main legal advisor for Conrad Thompson and all of our shows. I am here. We had a day game, a morning game, a 10:30 game this morning. The Gwinnett team that I do the play-by-play for had a morning game against the Toledo Mud Hens. And then Mike and I went out to dinner, and we just came back to his office here, because Mike is based out of Toledo, and I'm here in the boardroom, and that's where I am. So there we go. What did you think of the 6-woman tag? Crystal wants to know. I always did like Japanese women wrestling. I thought that they can do some great things. I can't think of one match on that. There were some better than others on the AEW show, but I can't think of one match that I didn't like. I think I liked every one of them. Travis, do the morning weekday games get good attendance? Yes, when they are set up as education days. In other words, they'll go into the schools and they'll give away tickets, and they'll have school groups come in. They had 10,000 people there today. So if you have an education day, the last time we had one at our stadium, we had 8,700. So yeah, they do well. Cody and Dustin, Price. Hey, Price. Hey, Price, you changed your name, didn't you? Good to have you with us, Price. I know. I thought it was great. I love the emotion of it and the storyline behind it. I think Dustin cut himself too much because he was pouring blood. And it wasn't blood capsules. It wasn't a blood packet. It wasn't phony blood. It was the real fucking thing. Yeah. Matthew, the Mud Hens Major League affiliate, Detroit Tigers. They're just 60 miles from Detroit here. He was gushing. And you know, Cody's mom, Michelle, Dusty's wife, had told Dustin and Cody afterwards, and she's not Dustin's mom, but she's Cody's mom, that she thought it was too much blood. Did I see Bret Hart fall off the stage? Travis wants to know. Heard about it, did not see it. That was on the other side. You're right. Hey, Robert Becker. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you with us. It was an old school Crimson Mask. I agree. Did you hear Russo say WWE is behind AEW? Did not hear that, but there's no way they're behind AEW because they bring in millions and millions of dollars just in their network alone. Maybe creatively they are right now, but financially and business-wise, no, they're not behind. Back on Wednesdays. Nice. Hey, Garrett, what's up? Damian Purvis. Did they fire the guy that got you your seat at, no, they didn't fire the guy that got me. The guy that got me the seat, Damien, was a guy named Conrad Thompson, and he can only fire himself. Okay. Wait a minute, Mike Whitaker. He said they're in bed with him, with them. Mike Whitaker. Okay, what do you mean they're in bed with him, with them? You think WWE is going to punish Renee Young over showing up on AEW? No, I don't think so. I would hope they wouldn't. If they did, they're stupid. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate that. Whitney Wright, thoughts. Next question, Paul Bromwell. You know, Paul, you're a shit disturber, is what you are. And I think Whitney was one of the porn stars that was there on behalf of Blue Chew that I took my picture with, because why wouldn't you, right? How many times in life do you get to take your picture with a porn star? And yes, I showed it to Lois. And yes, you've seen it here on Patreon. So Russo thinks WWE and AEW are both run by Vince. If they are, then Vince is much smarter than we give him credit for. Did me and Awesome Kong tussle in Vegas? No, we did not. Wright is talented from what I hear, can multitask as well. Eric, I understand Wright is as well. And she follows me on Twitter now. And I don't know, if you go back and you look at that picture. Now, and Paul Bromwell, you know my son Matt, and some of you, Tim Clemens, you met Matt. A lot of you guys who were there met Matt, my son. So a guy came over to me, I don't know who it was, maybe one of you guys said, you want to take a picture with the porn stars? And I said, yeah, of course I do. So I go over there and take a picture of the porn star, and this girl, Whitney, was reaching down to my gimmick. And if you watch the picture, I was blocking. I was doing the block, man. I'm not going to have that happen. Not with my son standing there. She was nuts. WWE did have spies at Starrcast. Tim Clement, you're right. One of the spies at Star, we knew that. We knew that WWE had people there. One of them came up and introduced himself to Conrad and said he was the WWE. They were just seeing how we ran things and thought Conrad did a great job. And Conrad shook his hand and said hello, and there you go. Terry Runnels got arrested for having a gun at the airport. Really, Mike? When did that happen? I may have to call her. See if she's okay. So anyway, where else we got going on? She did, Paul. I don't know if she was trying to grab it, but her hand kept going down there. And two things came into play when her hand was going down there. Number one, my son is there. Three things come into play. Number one, my son is right over there. You don't do this in front of your son, right? No. Number two, it's going to be a picture that people will see. And number three, suppose she grabs down there and she can't find it. How embarrassing would that be? Okay. It wasn't Bruce Pritchard. Sting was great, Eric. You're exactly right. Yeah, another one. I'm married, right? But I did show the picture of Lois. She went, "Oh, really?" I said, "Yes." How about that? And I said, the girl wanted to grab my gimmick, which is the first girl that's wanted to grab my gimmick since I can remember. Sting was awesome. Arn was awesome. Did you like the Wolfpack Sting? He was okay. Ken, thank you. I had a great time. They were all good shows. I don't know how many of you guys joined us for the Ready to Rumble watch along, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. I didn't think I would. I thought it would drag, but I thought we did a great job with that. Oh, Eric was on Cassio's Cut. Well, congratulations, Eric. I'm supposed to be on there as well. Magnum and Tully were great. Bruce was great. He's always great. Adam Segui says Dilly, as in Dilly Bar. Do you think I got old man hair? I'm like Lex Luger. I keep looking at myself in the monitor. So that's what we got here. Let's see. Did you like the hookers and blow you and I had in Vegas? Tim, You are so full of fucking shit. I don't know how Angel married you. Now, let's see. Cassio almost started a riot. Really? How did he do that? Oh, we got a lot of, I see. Kevin Quad says, I got to go to the Peyton Manning room on my daughter's swimming recruit to University of Tennessee. You're right that the campus is better than Auburn's. Most are. Let's see. Damien Purvis, you are an older man who still has his hair. Be happy. Thanks, Damien, for bringing me back down. Okay. Draw a line with your fingers. That's Luger, right? Let me tell you something, Tony Schiavone. All you guys out there. There you go. Okay. He was, okay. All right. Hang on here. I want to concentrate on this. Cassio was picking on a handicapped guy, and the guy wanted to fight Cassio. Cassio told a veteran to get back on his scooter, and the veteran did not appreciate it. Oh, Travis Langley. Travis Langley says Glacier should have won the Battle Royal. Travis Langley is now booking. Who won the Battle Royal anyway? Oh, it was Hangman Page. You got to realize Hangman's going to win this thing. In fairness, Castillo, that guy sucked. Bad Money Slim has fucking arrived. Slim, what the fuck? It's 9:26 Eastern Time. My new Apple Watch says that. And what the fuck are you doing here? What do you got to do? What do you got to do between 9 and 9:27? Nothing. Hey, Bad Money Slim, another guy who helped us out tremendously in the back. Let's hear it for Bad Money Slim. Good man, working hard. And as Slim can tell you guys, with wrestling, I don't bullshit anybody, do I, Slim? When I tell you that you've done a great job, you've done a great job. Oh, fuck. Here's a story. Kevin Sullivan did the Brian Pillman, Remembering Brian Pillman, right? Crazy as a Fox. And so it was over, and Kevin and I have been friends, and Kevin came over to me. He said, how was it? I said, you were great. And then Slim came over to me. He says, boy, you're a big bullshit artist. I said, why? He said, because I know you didn't watch 1 minute of that. I said, how do you know I wasn't in the other side of the room? He said, you didn't watch a minute of it, but you still told Kevin Sullivan he did great. So Slim ratted me out. Thanks, Slim. Brian Pillman Jr. is wild as hell. Okay. I've spent a couple times with him on MLW, but not much. Let's see. Yeah, I did talk to Pillman Jr. Sure did. Is Kevin Sullivan shrinking? I don't know. I don't know how much more he can shrink. He's 2 foot nothing now. So anyway, God, I went out to eat tonight with Mike here, and I got steak and a salad and shrimp, and I even got dessert up, which I haven't had in a long time. So there. Bad Money Slim said, not ratted you out, called you out. You ratted me. Slim said, I know you're bullshitting, and you're a big bullshit. Slim, you were funny. Thanks for all your help this weekend, buddy. You're a good man. How does it feel to get back to normal life after Starrcast? Feels great. Conrad Thompson could be a miserable prick at times. And Slim, you don't have to agree with me if you don't want to, but he could be. Yeah, I did blow the diet tonight, but what the fuck? Okay. Yeah, Eric, Ricky Morton is a good dude. Travis Langley driving 5 hours to Montreal in the morning. Thanks, buddy. We will see you. I don't know if I'll be able to converse with you guys next week, because I think I got a game every day next week. But keep watching Patreon. And again, for you guys who just joined us, and good to see you, Travis. And for you guys who are just leaving us, the Monday podcast will be delayed till sometimes during the day on Monday. Conrad does not get in till late Sunday from his vacation. We're going to record early in the day on Monday, and I'll post it Monday during the day. So there you go. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight. Hey, Stoner, my best to Misty, okay? How she puts up with your ass, I'll never know. Good to have you with us as always, buddy. Let's see. Sopranos, Zek said the Sopranos ending sucked. And it sucked many years ago. What do you guys think of the ending of Game of Thrones? Anybody got an opinion on that? Been a lot of opinions on that. And I'm talking not necessarily the very last episode. Hey, Justin Hanna lost 65 pounds September. Let's hear it for Justin. Ooh, look at those old man arms. Yeah, I talked to Bret Hart yesterday. I went out, shook his hand. Bret, how you doing? He said, hey, Tony Schiavone, how you doing? I said, good, buddy. And that was it. Tim Clemens wants to know what Game of Thrones is. Game of Thrones is where you go into a public bathroom, and let's say it's like a 5 or 6 seater, and you and your friends all get on the shitter at the same time, and who wipes his ass first and finish shitting is the winner. It's called the Game of Thrones. Thank you, Tim, for playing along, you dumbass. Okay. Let's see. Hey, Robert Becker, good to see you, man. Thanks for being with us, buddy. Yeah, I guess, when you think about it, I was disappointed that Jon did not end up being the ruler. I think everybody wanted Jon Snow to be the ruler, but if you think about it, Jon did not want to be the ruler. So he's ruling Castle Black, right? Sansa ruling the north, and Bran is the king. So the Starks win. Is that not right? The Starks ruled the Starks won. Hey, Robert Becker is the ruler. Hey, Robert, how you doing, man? Good to have you with us. If I could book one match, one guy from the past in prime, one now, what would it be? You know, that is a great question, Mike, because wrestling has changed so much over the years. I mean, you could say Ric Flair against Cody, maybe, in his prime. You could say the Rock and Roll Express against the Bucks. But the matches the Rock and Roll Express had, are they anything like the Bucks have now with all the acrobatic moves? So it's hard going back because they are two different eras and they're two different styles of wrestling. It's really a difficult question, but thanks, man. Thanks, Mike, for that. Oh, Paul Brahma is going to give us his feelings. I just thought, my own opinion is that Game of Thrones ended okay. Wasn't overly thrilled, but wasn't overly disappointed. Who's better, Cody or Dustin? Well, that's a good question. Don't you think Dustin's had the most experience? Sean Jones says Heartbreak Kid and Cody both in their prime. Very good. Kenny Omega versus Stan Hansen, says Eric. Oh, did any of you guys get to meet Stan Hansen? Had a nice long visit with him. Wow. Triple H against Arn Anderson, says Mike Whitaker. Pentagon versus Brody. Jeff Robinson, thanks for the I Quit panel. I know a couple of you have said they enjoyed the I Quit panel, and I appreciate you saying that. I thought it wasn't as well attended as I would have liked it. Bret Hart against Kurt Angle, a Heartbreak Kid against Omega. Marco Stunt against Andre the Giant. Good job, Eric. Way to think on that one. Dustin is smoother in the ring than Cody. Well, he's wrestled more. Magnum Tia against Randy Orton. There's another good one. Owen Hart against Cody Rhodes. Anybody see the Remembering Owen Hart panel we had? I thought that was very good. But Mark Henry did a great job. Daniel Bryan versus Tiger Mask. Whoa, that's really pulling it out. What did you think of the sledgehammer thrown piece of DON? Okay. I will never, ever criticize anything that Cody does because he's a friend, loved his family, and I'm behind him 100%. But the best thing to do, and in my opinion, if you're going to run a wrestling company, is to ignore the other guy. Ignore him. Got a big pop. I get it. I understand. Ignore them. Do your shit. And if they're going to start to pay attention to you, then you've done something right. Am I right? Okay, C. Pilar says, WWE said AEW on Monday. It's right, Mike. Pretend they don't exist. Okay, Pilar, tell me what the WWE said about AEW on Monday. So I would have stayed away from it. And I do get it. We all know it's out there. The fans knew what the sledgehammer meant, what the throne meant. The fans knew JR. Dustin was gold dust. Cody had been in the WWE. We all get that. John Moxley, we know who he is. We understand, but still you avoid them at all costs. Sami Zayn said it, mentioned in the promo during the new fan Q&A segment. What did he say? Jeff Robinson, that's a very good point. Cody and the AEW are geared towards the internet fans who enjoy poking the bear. Okay, I'm not a podcast listener. Talk is Jericho with Moxley that dropped today as a must listen. There's no such thing as a must listen, Paul. No such thing. Okay. All right, very good. I was personally, and it's only because of the way that I think, I was personally, and I love him. I do love him because I've always considered him one of the great guys, a good friend. Tony buried you with JR at lunch. I'll get back to that in a moment. No, I'll get to it right now. I'm sitting on the table over here, okay, minding my own business. On the other side, in the middle, there is Eric Bischoff and his crew. And over there on the other side is Tim Clemens and Angel at JR's table. So I look over there to kind of say, hey, Tim, how you doing? And you know what Tim does? This is what he does. And I bury Tim Clemens. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I was going back to this about Jericho, who I respect and love and think he's a tremendous performer, one of the greatest ever, really. I was very, very upset that he no-showed his podcast. You don't do that. Turning heel, or you just don't fucking do that. Yeah, Crystal, he did take a shot at AEW during the Hall of Fame speech. He did cancel his podcast at Starrcast. Should never have done that. Oh, Damien, thanks, Damien. So Tony Schiavone would have popped the bird first had Tim Clemens not popped the bird. It was a preemptive bird. Conrad's reaction to the no-show. Paul, it's a good question. I didn't realize I was trying to gather Jericho up, and we were like going through our list, and I told Conrad, I said, do you have Jericho's number so I can text him, make sure he's on his way? He said, oh, he's not coming. I said, what? He says he's not coming. I said, what the fuck? He said, talk to Mike Weber of Fight TV. He knows all about it. And so there you go. Was Conrad pissed? If he was, he didn't tell me he was, but he should have been. So I was pissed, to be honest with you. Had it been me and Conrad Chu, I'd have been pissed because I agree with you, Nick Newman. The whole reason you stayed Sunday was to see Jericho's podcast. It's a big fucking deal. He's a big fucking star. He was last on the AEW show, and we promoted his podcast. I don't know. And to be honest with you, I was kind of pissed about Ric Flair too, just between us. I get it. He was sick, but still. And do you guys know the story about, I guess he had a blood clot, and they had to wait before they could put the pacemaker in. They had to make sure the blood clot was gone or broken up or whatever happens to him. And therefore, because he had the blood clot, he couldn't fly. So during the week, and I left on Tuesday, I think this was Sunday night or Saturday, Conrad said, Flair's not coming because he's going to be in the hospital. And I said, why? He said, because he can't fly. And I said, well, here's what I'll do. And I offered to do this. I said, I will rent a Mercedes, one of those nice Mercedes luxury vans, and I will drive his slap ass there 27 hours. Conrad said he won't do that. So, anyway, would I work with Jericho again? Yeah, I would. And I don't know. Listen, I'm just telling you on the surface that I was upset that he didn't show up. Maybe there's a good reason. And I really don't know what that reason is. You guys may have read 100 different things on the internet, but I didn't get it. But anyway, I would have driven him because that's how important it was for him to get there. And he didn't show, and there you go. And whether, I don't know, I just don't get it. And Conrad put a lot of effort into it. Jericho was in Vegas, Sean Jones says of last night. Well, even if Jericho was being a heel, you still, even if you're a fucking heel, don't you honor your bookings? What your advertiser do? Was anyone booing Bruce Pritchard? I don't know. I was doing a meet and greet while Bruce was out there, and then I came in at the very end. So I don't know. The room keys had Flair's face on them. Yeah. I don't know how much Conrad lost, but I'm sure, and he's keeping it kind of close to the vest, but I'm sure he lost some money on this. Well, Mike, thanks. I'm glad you had a great time. We had a great time too. Your reputation is too important, Damien. You're right. Thank you for that. But Pyler, you're right. What can you do? Right? Yeah, Mike, I don't know when Conrad is going to come live on Patreon, but I think he should. Bad Money Slim says, Tony Schiavone is one of my favorite human beings on this planet. Slim, you're a good guy. There are a lot of better human beings than me. Let me think of them. Not him. No, not her. Okay, thanks. Well, Nick, I hope you had a great time. And Garrett Lonely puts Lois's name up. Thank you. Who had the worst series ending? GOT, Sopranos, or Steinfeld? I think Steinfeld did. Okay, Robert Becker. Hey, glad that you were with us tonight, Robert. Good to see you. And the tape machines are rolling. He's out of time. And Jay Bamba fan's hot Brazilian wife says hello. Hello, sweetie. Justin Davis is going to St. Louis, Toronto, and Chicago. Jay Bama fan, Game of Thrones was not the worst. There's been worse. Worse. It was not the worst. How long has Starrcast 3 been in the works? Well, I think we knew we were going to do it. We weren't sure. And then when Flair pulled out, it was almost a definite. Because I think they wanted to use Flair now for Chicago. What was the deal between you and Steve Beverly? Justin Hanna, where did that question come from? Yes. Price Thomas lost was the fucking worst ending to you talking about a show I wasted my fucking time on. Fuck that show. I don't give a damn if it did make J.J. Abrams a star, who's gone on to do some pretty good things. Lost fucking sucked. And then they were all dead. For 7 seasons, really? They're all dead? Any uncomfortable moments this last weekend? Mick Foley has been announced for Starrcast 3. Very cool. What was my favorite ending to a show? Good question. Trying to think of one. Oh, my favorite ending to a show of all time is Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I teared up during the final episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. You got to watch it from the beginning all the way through. Best Star Trek ever. Breaking Bad was good too. Cheers had a good one. MASH was okay. But to me, it was Star Trek. Damien, you're right, buddy. Damien gets it. Deep Space Nine was the best Star Trek ever. Oh, and by the way, I guess you guys have heard that they're going to come out now with Star Trek Picard, the life of Jean-Luc Picard. I guess it's a prequel to Star Trek Next Generation. iCarly had a good ending. You're so full of shit, Garrett. Okay. Oz. What else is going on? So that's my thoughts on Starrcast weekend. I don't know how many of you have attended. I know a number of you were there. Sons of Anarchy, I heard, was pretty good. Is anything like the Marriage of Anarchy like you and Angel have? Tim Clements? Need to figure out how to change my crap screen name. Cat lover. What's wrong with loving the cats? All right, boys, have a good night. Time to roll the old lady over. All right, Paul Bromwell, get on about your fucking business, buddy. Talk to you soon. The Shield was a good ending, okay? Hey, I don't think he's with us, but Jason Taylor, who's one of our guys, suggested that I start watching Boston Legal, and I've been watching that. I don't know what you guys think. That's a good show. Paul Bromwell, take care, buddy. Married with Children had a good ending. Never did watch much of Married with Children. Boston Legal it's worth your time. It's a great show. Archer, Justified, all great shows. Russian Doll, I heard that was good. Denny Crane, absolutely. I haven't John Hamilton watched Sneaky Pete. I heard that was pretty cool as well. But isn't Bryan Cranston in Sneaky Pete? If he is, it's worth watching just because of him. I was the only person that didn't take the fist bump for Kenny Omega. You see, Pilar, that's why I didn't. You guys notice shit like that. That's why I didn't want to be there. Big Bang. Is Big Bang over? I watched a lot of that, but I haven't seen everything. Well, it's just Pig Bundy. I have to laugh. Longmire is another great one. Lois liked Longmire. Eric, we are nerds. We are TV, sci-fi, comic book, wrestling, motherfucking nerds. Well, my chair was lower in the front row. Damien, that was funny. You said your chair is lower than you. I saw that text from you or that whatever you had. That was funny. Nerd life. Nerds rule the world. So are you the nerdists Yes, you are, Jay. You're the nerdist. Okay, Justin Davis, a new gimmick to unveil in St. Louis. You want to tease us with this, JD? What's going on? Jay, well, let's say the T-shirt you were wearing at Double or Nothing when Death Row podcast. Are you going to have T-shirts like that for sale? That T-shirt, Jay, is, I believe, still on sale at boxofgimmicks.com. That's where I got that shirt. Go to boxofgimmicks.com. It used to be there. And I ordered it myself. Hancock, get me a phone book to sit on. Funny. So Kevin Qua says, I challenge you to watch F is for Family on Netflix. Okay. Justin's not going to tease us anymore. Okay. Have you heard of the show Brockmire? Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, a lot of it was recorded at our ballpark in Gwinnett County, Coolray Field. A lot of this stuff was recorded there. Yeah, I think I saw the first episode where his wife was fucking someone, he flipped out on the air. Any memories of Rob Bramlett? Just would say hello to him, that's all. I didn't know Rob that well, but we always spoke when we saw each other, especially when we saw each other courtside this year. Saw him at courtside when we played Auburn. They played at our place and we played at Auburn, so yeah. Which show am I in the podcast family? I don't know. Who had the best cowboy gimmick in wrestling history? To me, it was Stan Hansen. There's a lot of good ones. Jay, you're right. Bill Burr is a fucking awesome comedian. Eric glared at JJ. Which show are you in the podcast family? Got it. Me is WHW Raw, Nitro, or Thunder? I would be sucking the hind tit. I would be Thunder. Did you meet Corey Ryan Forsher? Yeah, I've known Corey for a little bit. I've had dinner with him before, so I've met him before. Scott, thanks for saying that. I'm glad you did like the Arn panel. Justin, I know you've been asking about the next low-key big hog event. I don't know when it's going to be announced, but it probably will be announced, I would think, sometime this summer. And that's all I can tell you because I don't know. I have a feeling Conrad's going to want to get through Starrcast 3 first. So that's all I can tell you. You know what? I appreciate you saying that WHW is a WrestleMania podcast, but it's not. It's got a long way to go. I mean, it's got you great guys. It really does. And I'm not discounting you, but it's just not. Tim Clemens wants low-key big hog in Nashville. Let's see. Zach, thank you for saying that. Nick Newman is the HW is a Super Bowl of podcasts. Does that mean overhyped, like the Super Bowl is? Bad Money Slim just typed in HAB. Okay. Eric says Nashville. Let's see. Appreciate all you guys subscribing, Price. Really do. Yeah, I do interact with you guys. Jeff Robinson brings up the point. I interact with you guys way more than anybody does because it's fucking important. It is. And I enjoy doing it. I got time for you. I don't work with events. I don't live in Wyoming. There you go. Does JR have a Patreon channel yet? I don't think he does, but he should get one. Well, Ken, thanks for saying that. Jay, you still never got your fucking pin? Fuck. They all were sent out. Fuck. See, that pisses me off. And Jay Bama, if I'm not pissed off at you, I'm pissed off at us. So, fuck, Justin Davis didn't get the pin either. All right. And you guys are due another thing of merchandise as well. Eric, there were pins for if you were a low-key big hog or a glass bottom boat rider, there were pins. So, WCW pins. I stole my pin in New York City. Well, I'm sure you did, Tim. I'm sure you did. There you go. So we sent everybody's name to this thing called, I don't know, this pin company that distributed the pins. Damien, thanks for being with us for 1 year, man. I appreciate it. I guess it was about 1 year we started, right? Sometime in May. Yeah, Eric, you're supposed to be a low-key big hog or glass bottom boat member for 3 months straight. And I guess by now you have been. So we'll do I promise you guys, we will do, we'll have Dave Silva or my wife or my daughter Laurie do a count and double check and make sure everybody's got their pins. J Bama fan 1 year. So I'm sorry if you haven't gotten your pins. That really pisses me off. It really do. Crystal got her pin in the original envelope. Thanks, Crystal. So see, a lot of people did get their pins. A couple of you didn't. Anyway. John, thanks for saying that. Justin Hanna. Should have put Matt Kuhn in charge of pins. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Zek, month number 3, glass bottom boat rider. Collectible one day, real rare. No one ever got one. Oh, Lordy. Well, we've got a couple of minutes left here, and I've got to get back to the hotel. We've got a game tomorrow night, then we go to India. Any of you guys from Indianapolis? I'll be in Indianapolis Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Any of you guys in Charlotte? I'll be in Charlotte Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll be back home a week from tomorrow. Tim Clemens, yeah, Matt Kuhn is a good guy. We give Matt a lot of shit, but we give everybody a lot of shit. That's just what we do. The pins pulled a Jericho. And J Bama fans pin got cooned. Fuck. You guys are full of shit. Pilar, we haven't decided what the watch along is, and once again, our watch along is going to be delayed, but it'll be dropping on Monday sometimes, okay? How often do you respond to email? Zach, I try to do it once a week. Justin can be in Indy this weekend. Very cool. Garrett would rather be in Charlotte. We got a game. Let's see, we got a game at 7 o'clock Friday night, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, Sunday at 1:30 in Indianapolis, and then right after Indianapolis, we rush to the airport to fly to Charlotte. Kevin Quas got his pin. I never go to the Fireflies or the River Dogs because while they're playing, we usually are playing. So I really don't do that. When am I coming to Central Florida? Hopefully never. No, Jay. I go to Jacksonville every year for the Georgia-Florida game. That's about as close I get. And I also go down to Gainesville for the basketball game when the Georgia Bulldogs play at Gainesville. That's about as close as I get. We do not ever play in California, Nick. We play in the other league. There's the Pacific Coast League. There's the International League. 2 AAA leagues. I play on the one on the East Coast. Sunday coffee. Yeah, Justin, we can do Sunday coffee. Send me an email. It's got to be early, though. It's got to be like, I don't know, 10:30 or so in the morning. Tim, it's 10 o'clock, and that's what Bad Money Slim just said. Bad Money, would you please blow the whistle or blow something because we're out of time. Everybody, thank you for being with us. We'll work on what we're going to have on Monday. The podcast will be delayed a little bit until Conrad is back home. And we appreciate all of you. Every one of you. Love every one of you. Appreciate every one of you. Thanks for being a fan of wrestling. Thanks for being a great support of ours on Patreon. It means a lot. All right. So I'm coming to you from Toledo, Ohio, in the offices of Shoemaker, Loop, and Kendrick, and our good buddy Mike Dawkins. Thanks for being with us. Take care, everybody.